Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are going to make a compost, and with me here we have Mr. Tichenzana. He's our biodynamic teacher, and he's the one who is going to teach us how to make the compost. I leave it to you, sir.
Okay, welcome. So my name is Tichenzana, as been said. So today I want to show you how to make a compost, a healthy compost. So when we make a compost, we start with some twigs at the bottom of the compost, as you see what we've got here. So we lay them at the bottom of the compost.
These are sir.
So why are we using twigs? Because they are thick enough for air to circulate underneath our compost. So aeration is also important on our compost. It can help in decomposition our compost. That is the purpose of putting the twigs at the bottom of our compost. Thank you. Now our second layer of our compost is the old compost, because we want to call the microorganisms from the old compost to a new compost. You can add a little bit of old compost into a new compost with full of microorganisms. So now this is our third layer, some old grass with some little bit of soil. It can also help on the compost to decompose nicely. All right. Saka, when we build a compost, we balance the two, the dry matter and the green matter. So the green matter is the nitrogenous, the dry matter is the carbonaceous. So this is the dried leaves. So they can follow the cow dung, as the cow dung is the green, is fresh. So something fresh followed by dry. We are adding some water. So each layer of the compost you put on the compost should be watered. Especially the dry stuff, they need some water so that our compost it can going to heat up. After dry stuff, we put the dried leaves. We can also add some fresh green grass. Right.
Okay.
It's a fresh, isn't it?
Yes.
But now I want to say a little bit more about this sheet here. So now, so now we are adding some horse manure. It's following the green grass. So we can also put some variety of manure if you have horse manure, cow dung, chicken manure. Yeah, all different of manure. You can balance them. Saka, we don't forget to put water on each layer we made on the compost. So water is very important.
Okay.
You can also add some little bit of old compost.
Good.
So we can add some more old compost full of microorganisms. So the microorganisms is the small things that you can't see with your eyes, but you can see with the microscope. So those small insects, they can help to decompose our compost, to start decomposing. So we also don't forget to put our soil. The soil is good, is the earth, so that we can balance the four elements on our compost: the earth, the water, the air, and the fire. So where did we find fire in our compost? When our compost is starting to cook, it can heat. So that heat is where we can find our fire element. And our water is the water we are adding to our compost. And the air that circulates from the bottom, from the material that we put underneath, they can allow the air to circulate. And then the earth is the one that I'm adding now, soil. Above.
You add again a layer of cow dung. And remember to break the lamps. We add again a layer of dry leaves. This is after cow dung manure. We add again a layer of green materials. We add horse manure again.
Yeah.
After horse manure, you put dry material. After dry stuff, we add cow dung manure again. Every layer you have to add some water. Layer of dry leaves. a layer of after a layer of dry leaves, you also add water. So every layer you add water. Eh? Add again green leaves, green stuff to your compost. So you have to stock all the materials close to your compost so that it will make it easier for you to make your compost. You keep adding compost so that you can add some microorganisms.
Yes.
And those microorganisms will help to digest the compost. You add again a layer of horse manure if you have, or chicken manure. That is if you have. You add again cow dung to your compost. Cow dung manure.
Our final layer is soil. So we put soil on top to cover everything so that nothing can come out as evaporation. Soil can hold everything inside. Right. Now this is our last layer. We mulch our compost with the grass so that the moisture can stay in. It can't be just on bare. We have to close with grass or hay or something to cover it. So our compost should be 120, 1.2 meters height or 1.5, depends on material which are available, and then 1 meter width or 120. It depends on what you want to. And it's also important to make a nice site for your compost. It should be under the shade or under the trees so that it won't be on direct sunlight. It also helps the compost to keep the moisture in. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Tichainzana, for helping us to make this beautiful compost. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed your lesson today and you have learned something. So now it's also your duty to make a compost for your family. You can invite them to help you as well, because as you have seen, this is a lot of work and it needs you and your family to do it together.
Yeah, also in additional, a compost, we use it as a soil condition also for our plants to grow healthy and nice. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.